All right, guys. Well, hello. First and foremost, I hope everyone had a wonderful spring break. Um, I hope that you guys got to chill out a little bit. The goal here is to get these chapters uploaded and then your exam. First, I want to apologize. I have a bit of a lisp due to stress and some other things. I have some Team J issues and my jaw's kind of messed up. So they put a splint in my mouth and unfortunately, due to the pain of it, I can't take it out even for teaching. So I apologize if the list bothers you guys. Also, I hope the background noise cannot hear it. I am on hold for over an hour for my kiddo's insurance. So a few things going on today, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun and we can't learn some stuff about coaching relationships. So moving on to the chaos. So this chapter is primarily about leadership styles for the coach and the athlete, um, specifically with what are the right behaviors to guide the right choices to be made. And this doesn't just have to be with athletes, this can be with children too. And in fact, we have a slide going over kiddos. This is a psychology class about coaches and athletes, right? But we're talking about relationships. So, let's look at the multi-dimensional model of leadership. Kind of looks crazy, but what I want you guys to mostly focus on is let's start in the middle and not from the top. So we have actual behavior. So this actual behavior of the athlete, the person we're trying to influence, the kiddo. And we can see if we expand out, we have different influences that will create these choices. We have the preferred behavior, we have the characteristics of the person, the characteristics of the situation. Is it a moment of distress or calmness? Is it requiring immediate action? These are influences, as well as the primary one of the leader's characteristics. As these things feed into the person, we get our actual behavior. And from there, that behavior can feed into the satisfaction of the kiddo or the person in the relationship, or it can feed into like actual performance measurements. And we'll get into that too, right? And, generally, if someone enjoys a sport and is happy and feels confident, probably have a higher performance rating. So, we have four basic components to this model. We have leader behaviors, antecedents of leader behaviors. So this is kind of the predetermining actions. Uh, Influence of transformational leadership, which we'll kind of get into, but it's within the name. Leadership with the goal of transforming someone, and outcomes of leader behaviors. So, of this MML, the model's main hypothesis suggests that a team's performance and the individual athlete's level of satisfaction are a function of the extent to which a leader's actual leadership behavior is congruent with the preferred leadership behavior of the athlete and the requirements and constraints placed on leader behavior. What the heck does that mean? So basically, what it's saying is this model takes into account the leader's like preferred actual style of leadership, based on their personality and previous behaviors. Uh, it takes into the variable of what the athlete would prefer. So for me, for an example, I prefer positive reinforcement. I don't really do well with negative reinforcement. It doesn't make me perform better. It just either makes me sad or angry. And then we have the actual restraints of the situation. So we have like what is the actual preferred leadership behavior that is the most appropriate for the situation. So if we had a coach and an athlete and we took what the athlete prefers, how to be told what to do, we have the coach's preferred way of being communicating what the, for them. I'm sorry, communicating to the athlete what they should do. Then, if all of us, you and me, were on the outside looking in, this third party, kind of that preferred leadership behavior would be our decision. We're able to be on the outside looking in and see, like, okay, the coach is actually messing up here. They're being too nice for this extreme situation. So it kind of takes into account, like, personal feelings, coach's feelings, and then what is actually needed for this circumstance. Of transformational leadership, it's a leadership style that can inspire positive changes in those who follow. It is thought to consist of 5 dimensions. We have charisma, idealized influence, inspiration, intellectual stimulation, and individual consideration. So, stop for a second, take a breath, let's think about these. A charismatic leader helps, right? Without being political, one of the bigger things that stands out to me about presidents is Obama's charisma. So, despite what you think about his politics, his ability to good posture, speak clearly, um, able to change his cadence and change how he's excited about things or calm, that charisma is huge. We have this idealized influence, how we um, actually have these ideals and can translate them to influence others. Can we inspire? Can we intellectually stimulate people? You guys are students, so obviously you've come here to learn, right? To further your careers. Turns out, no matter what, humans in general need stimulation. They need the ability to think and grow. And then we have the consideration of the individual. Think about if I am leading all of you guys, so I believe I have about 60 of you students. If I'm able to show I have individual consideration for each of you, it's a pretty good leader, right? It shows that I care. So, charisma, right? Talking about the character quality, their ability to express emotions and develop high levels of trust, the idealized influence, being able to promote their vision, mission beliefs. We have inspiration. Can we persuade people, identify and encourage? We have an intellectual stimulation, so talk about cognition, right? And then actually considering the individual. So, how do we measure leadership preferences? Well, what you guys have probably noticed from these different chapters is when we look at research, we generally look at some studies that have some type of measurement tool to see the actual effectiveness of the topic that we're talking about.